welcome back to the allotment. Spring, by whatever measure you use, has well and truly arrived. We've had a glorious couple of weeks here in the UK, and I'm revisiting the potato planting experiment I did last year for the John Whitgift Foundation. We're going to use very similar fertilisers. We're going to use this 20-10-10, 20% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus and 10% potassium. And we're going to use this one, which is 50% potassium and no nitrogen and no phosphorus. This should, in my opinion, it should help lay down the starch into the potato tubers. We're also using proper seed potatoes, varieties Sarpo Blue Danube and Sarpo Mira, both very blight resistant varieties. Our big problem last year was that we used old King Edwards from a supermarket, which just succumbed to blight so easily. It was pretty much a write-off. Using the same 30 litre plastic pots, and I'm going to use these pop bottles inserted in there to try and keep the moisture in the middle of the pot. I have real problems with watering. I also have a new job which keeps me out most days, so I won't be able to get up here too often and water them. So I'm hoping that is a solution. We're using two different growing mediums. We've got the sieved homemade compost and shop bought industrially made compost, and we'll see how we get on. Very nice soil here. This is where we grew the sweet corn last year. Okay, so I'm just digging a hole in this bed, well, this big long bed, and using part of it obviously. Digging a hole and sinking these pots in. That's to try and make sure that plants can get some moisture through these holes at the bottom. Doesn't always work because they seem to dry out quite easily here. Okay, we've done the first two pots. These will be our control samples of sieved garden compost and shopboard compost. These next two will be with the high potassium fertiliser, the sulphate of potash, 0050. And these ones just behind me will be the more mixed fertiliser, 20% nitrogen and 10% each of potassium and phosphorus. Right, let's crack on. If you come a bit closer, I'll show you the planting method. Okay, so we're just going to put a layer of compost in the bottom, about 2 inches deep, and then we're going to put a seed potato in with the eyes, the chits, facing upwards. So about 2 inches, 50 millimetres, one each side. And then we'll put a bit more soil in to cover it. A little bit. And then we'll add some of our fertiliser. In this case, the high potassium. Sprinkle it in there. Mix it around a bit. And then we'll put our bottle in, our watering bottle. I might give it another handful of this in a minute. So, once you put a once we've got our fertiliser in there, we'll put our bottle in and we'll fill up around it. We'll carry on like that for the other 4. Obviously I've got plenty of seed potatoes, so I'm going to fill up some other pots, and this is the experimental ones. That'll sink a bit, that soil. So that'll sink down a little bit, and ideally you want it about 1 inch from the top so that you can pour water in there. Because watering really is a problem here. Over in Wales, Tony O'Neill on Simplified Gardening, used to be UK Here We Grow, he does excellent videos on this method of growing potatoes. He's also got an excellent water supply with lots of rainwater harvesting. I don't have that privilege here. Also up in North Yorkshire, the Allotment Diaries, chap does, again, excellent potatoes, excellent gardening. I'm assuming it's a bit wetter in Yorkshire than it is down here in South London. We really do have a problem in normally in April, May, sometimes June, where we just don't get much rain, and it's a real struggle to keep these moist. And that is the key to growing good potatoes, I believe, is to keep them moist as those tubers form. Okay, so that about concludes the potato planting experiment. If you've enjoyed it or you found something interesting, perhaps you could consider subscribing to the channel. We're doing lots more gardening related videos. Sweet corn, for example. Got some nice glass gem sweet corn to get put in. I learned all I know about sweet corn from the Row by Row Gardener Show in Hostels over in Georgia, so they're worth a watch as well. But anyway, if you like the video, subscribe. It really helped me out. I'm going to crack on and water these and plant the rest of my potatoes. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye. What are you doing in there? Why are you in there?
Hello, Wayne.
Hello, mate. You alright? How you doing, fella? No, I'm not going to hurt you. What's your name? You're going to jump through that hole? You're going to make a bid for escape?